영화에 나오는 모든 음성 녹음과 사진들은 실제로 기록된 것이며 사건 기록들을 토대로 재구성된 영화입니다.
Our murder trial gets underway tomorrow in Danbury, Connecticut. The crux of this case is a claim of demonic possession.
What we have here is a confrontation between good and evil.
So why am I here? And they said, well, you just killed your friend.
Are you kidding? There was drinking, there was a stabbing.
1980년 코네티컷주 브룩필드의 한 가정에서부터 이야기는 시작됩니다.
I'd like to make sure my family's portrayed with the accuracy that it should be. I know some people have fabricated some stories, and I'm not happy with that, so I'd like to set the record straight. When I was 11 years old, I was quiet, playing with my brothers. Best time of my life.
I was the middle child of the boys.
Alan back in the day was just different. So he stayed with my mother most of the time. He's just a little different than us.
Back then, I wouldn't call us an all-American family, but I would say we were as normal as we can be. It all started when my sister Debbie found a house in Newtown.
1980년 7월 2일 데이비드의 누나 데비의 이사를 다 같이 도와주기 위해 그곳으로 향하는데 데이비드는 이상한 경험을 하게 됩니다.
Ended up going there to help them move in. It was a weird house. There was just something really off about it.
I sent David into the master bedroom and handed him a broom. But after a while, David came running out.
I just wanted to get out of the house, off the property, away from it as far as I could. I didn't tell anybody the reason why.
그렇게 다음날 겁에 질린 데이비드는 가족들에게 자신이 목격한 것을 실토하는데 가족들은 믿지 않았죠.
I was in the bedroom on my own, but I could feel something. And then I was pushed backwards onto the bed. I seen this image. It looked like the devil from a Halloween costume. His eyes were black, solid black, just like a chunk of coal.
He keeps telling me, beware. He kept telling me he wants my soul.
Did you touch anything in the medicine cabinet? He goes, no, this is for real.
My mom's reaction was maybe he was dreaming.
We didn't believe him at first.
Later that night, I got sort of a weird feeling. There was something coming, because I could see it coming closer towards the house. You can feel something watching you. I thought I saw a figure. When I looked again, there's nothing there.
Judy was worried about David, so she called Father Dennis up to let him know what was happening.
My mom was religious. We did believe in God and the devil. When Father Dennis had come to the house, he brought some holy oil, some holy water, and some incense.
데니스 신부님이 집으로 찾아와 간략하게 구마의식을 지낸 바로 그날 밤 현상은 더욱더 심해졌습니다.
All of a sudden, David was screaming at the top of his lungs.
He's coming for me. He's coming for me. He's going to punish me.
The house rumbled.
Lights began to flash on and off.
Frantic, screaming. He's here. He's here. He's over the house.
And then everything went quiet.
I was petrified. We didn't know what to do with it.
그 후 데이비드의 친모는 이웃을 통해 당시 3,000건이 넘는 구마의식의 경력을 갖고 있는 21세기 콘스탄틴 오렌 부부에게 연락해 그들을 만나게 되죠.
They showed up in his Chevy Chevette. Ed Warren was a really nice man. The doctor took David aside, took his blood pressure, stuff like that.
Dr. Tony never said that I was off my rocker or anything like that. He said I was a normal kid.
Ed and Lorraine were very cautious talking to us.
Okay. What do you think about all of these things, David? You don't want it to go on, do you?
No, believe me, we want to get rid of this thing.
We have to know it's there before we say, yes, this home is haunted.
He told David he wants his soul today.
Is he here now?
Ed said, if you have the power, I need you to knock on the table 3 times.
All of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. The lights were flickering. Everybody felt it. At that point, Lorraine was walking around.
Going into a home, I'm there to discern through vibrations, walking throughout every room of the house.
She leaned over to him and whispered, there's a large, dark mass standing next to that little boy. It's evil. This is not a ghost. This is a demonic entity.
It really scared me. The whole family was scared.
Ed explained to us that the demon would be causing David to act totally different. He would become more volatile.
He said, you're going to have to contact the church and collect as much evidence as they can to present it to the Archbishop.
Ed and Lorraine warned us how serious this really is.
My mom took our audio tape. My sister bought a Polaroid camera, that takes instant photos. From that moment forward, we started keeping records of everything. We were taking turns keeping an eye on David, but then David started acting really weird.
Saying prayers, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Lead this boy. Lead this boy.
We were able to capture on film his hands in midair holding something.
But I don't remember anything else when I blacked out, or if I even blacked out, or what happened.
It would last for a few minutes or a few hours.
He was saying prayers constantly.
My father at this point thought David was just having a mental health issue, thought we were all feeding into it. So he kind of just locked himself away. It took my dad a while before he realized what was going on. Ed and Lorraine told us that David was under possession.
After possession, you're being killed or where somebody else is murdered.
And he went behind Alan, he pulled this out, and he goes, I hate everybody.
Ed Warren said, you're going to definitely need an exorcism.
We're like a supernatural police department. We have to bring the culprits to the exorcist.
I did not realize the amount of paperwork you have to go through to get an exorcism.
In my experiences, there's a lot of clergy that do not want to deal with this stuff, and they're afraid to step foot in those homes. Working with the Warrens was certainly intriguing, somewhat exciting.
A cardinal from the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church gave us authorization to perform a minor exorcism. They invited my family to St. Joseph's Church in Brookfield.
Priest Father Virgilak warned us, said these exorcisms, they could be so intense that death can happen.
바로 그 순간 교회가 얼음장처럼 차가워지고 또다시 데이비드의 몸에 악기가 빙의하기 시작했습니다.
Positions that you shouldn't be able to bend. He had taken the crucifix and placed it on his forehead. You could see it sizzle.
He turned blue. Everybody's screaming, we gotta stop. I said, leave this little kid alone. I'm here. Take me out. Lorraine said, oh my God, what did you do? Ed goes, you can't do this.
But we felt that it was over. David was exorcised.
그렇게 데뷔의 남자친구 아니의 도발로 사건은 조용히 지나가고 데이비드도 아무 일 없이 지내기 시작했죠. 당분간은요.
We thought we were going to have a new start, and it didn't work out that way.
며칠 후 브룩필드 경찰에 러레인이 찾아가 자신이 본 것을 경고하기 시작합니다.
Lorraine was upset. Arnie Cheyenne Johnson challenged the devil to leave David Glatzel and take him on. He does not know what he's up against. And she said, I see serious injury or a death with a knife. That she actually, I want to make it clear. And lo and behold, apparently it was real.
데비가 애견 미용 일자리를 구하고 남자친구 아니와 동거를 시작하며 러레인이 우려한 사고가 실제로 일어나 버리죠.
That when you challenge the demonic, it waits until you are the most vulnerable. Then it strikes.
1981년 2월 16일 구마의식 5개월 후 데비와 아니가 직장 상사 앨런과 점심 식사 후 아니가 앨런을 습격한 것이었습니다.
And I remember the phone rang. My sister was on the phone crying. Before she can say anything, I had a vision of a man.
David said Arnie Cheyenne Johnson was possessed.
Alan Bono fell mortally wounded.
이후 아니는 숲으로 도망치다 신고를 받은 경찰에게 체포되는데 아니는 그때 당시 상황에 대해 아무것도 기억을 할 수 없었다고 합니다.
I just don't know what's going on. I took his fingerprints. I gave him his rights per Miranda.
And I asked him, I said, why am I here? You just killed your friend.
Anything about the murder?
This is a possibility. Might go from a possessed person to someone who was maybe present during an exorcism.
A defense attorney in Connecticut will try to prove his client is not guilty of murder.
And claims he was possessed by demons at the time and doesn't remember doing it.
Just a lot of pushing and shoving.
Debbie felt that it would be proven, that we were going to be able to prove demonic possession.
For our own pathologist report and the autopsy, we can't do anything.
그 후 악마 재판이라 불리던 이 사건은 큰 화제를 일으켰고 워렌 부부의 명성과 박물관은 더욱더 유명세를 펼치기 시작했죠.
Including a doll, which they said don't ever touch that. Doll's name was Annabelle, I believe.
Open your eyes, baby.
To me, it was very credible and believable. I believed in the story. I believed in the defense.
In my 15-year journalism career, this was by far the most bizarre story I ever covered. 6 days after the stabbing, I introduced to the Warrens. We had made arrangements. They were going to let me have some audio tapes.
이렇게 악령에 의한 사건으로 더욱더 논란이 되어갔지만 데이비드의 맏형 칼은 이 이야기들이 모두 거짓이라고 이야기합니다.
A different side when those doors closed, I can tell you that much. My mother had her agenda. If things weren't going her way, she'd throw a tantrum. She didn't even go to church or any of this stuff till all this stuff broke out with David. I was 15 when my brother was supposedly possessed. I wasn't buying it, and I just wanted the truth to come out because an innocent man got killed. And they want to play it off that the devil made me do it. It's just far from the truth. I know because I lived it. I was outside and Ed and Lorraine arrived. Ed Warren, he says, "What's going on here?" And I said, honestly, I think my family's nuts. I didn't know what Ed and Lorraine Warren's agenda was in the beginning. I just sat back and watched, and just things didn't set right with me. They were like saying, well, he could start cursing at you, spitting at you. Like you're leading them on what to do. A couple days later, David was doing just that. Word for word.
I'll penalize you, you freaking fucking bitch.
Every night they had the cameras ready, the microphones ready. It turned into a show. Instead of focusing their energy on helping David, record him. There was one incident one evening that my mother was screaming at David, stop it, and he started calling her everything under the sun.
You freaking fucking
And all of a sudden, my father came out. You hear slap.
Get over there.
The devil sat down and was very quiet. The night of the murder, my dad and I were working outside, and my mother screamed. When we get there, and Debbie's like, oh, there was a bad fight. Alan got stabbed. He's over there. I saw Alan laying on his side. That's when I went over to him. It's just sad to see somebody die like that. There's nothing demonic in this. Arnie was very possessive of Debbie.
I remember Debbie Glatzel came to the police department. She says, I had a relationship with Alan Bono. That's over with, and this stabbing, this murder had nothing to do with that.
I did not know that the trial was beginning, and on the first day of the trial, my parents actually gave me money, basically skip school and go do what I want to do for the day. They were petrified of me getting involved in this story because I knew this is all fabricated.
사건이 흘러 재판이 시작되고 워렌 부부와 가톨릭교는 악령에 의한 사건임을 주장하지만 악령에 대한 증언은 일절 허용하지 않았죠.
Demonic possession is not an acceptable defense. It is irrelevant in this case and in courts in the United States, and he will permit no evidence on demonic possession and devils.
I was devastated.
And the church didn't comment on this case going forward.
The trial in Danbury resumes tomorrow.
그렇게 안이는 정당방위를 주장하고 겨우겨우 종신형은 면하게 됩니다.
The verdict was not guilty of murder in the first degree, guilty of manslaughter in the first degree. 10 to 20 years to a maximum security prison.
Arnie's innocent.
재판이 끝나고 데이비드의 친모는 이 이야기를 널리 알리려 노력했고 방송에도 출연하기 시작했죠.
After the trial, my mother ended up going to Hollywood. She was enjoying it. She was very excited and she couldn't believe what was happening to her. But Ed and Lorraine Warren had an agenda. They said, you guys will be millionaires.
The Warrens told me that they were going to do a book. They already had the author lined up, which I guess and they asked a bunch of questions.
Ed said, make it scary. And people come to us, they buy scary. 6 months later, the Warrens show up with paperwork. My mother and father received $4,500, but Ed and Lorraine Warren received $81,000 and some change. They're still making money on it with the Conjuring films.
The Warrens made a lot of money off of us.
When my mother realized that she was getting, as she calls it, hoodwinked, and they knew how to talk to people and knew how to play people. They were very good con people.
Effects on everyone in the family.
We're at the point where we're basically all scattered. None of us really talk no more. Well, this story, you want to know who's telling the truth. After my parents died, my wife and I were going through their belongings. My mother wrote down everything. She had OCD. And on this one note, it said, well, the family had their medicine tonight and everything was good. As we looked into things, we found out that she was putting Sominex in our food. And she's been given to the whole family for quite a long time. Sominex has long-lasting effects on people. Mood swings, weight gain, hallucinations. My brother David has ingested enough of this stuff over the years where he did see things. Between David, Arnie, my brother Alan, they were all victims at the end of the day.
My mother would not drug the family, took good care of us. The truth is, when I was 11 years old, I was possessed by a demonic spirit, I guess you can call it.
안녕하세요, 덕봉입니다. 오늘의 영화 2023년에 공개된 크리스 홀트 감독의 악마 재판이었습니다. 컨저링 3편의 모티브가 된 살인사건을 다룬 다큐멘터리 영화로 실제 기록들을 재구성한 작품이었습니다. 초반부 가족들의 실제 기록들로 정말 섬뜩하고 몰입감 있는 장면들이 인상 깊은데 후반부 맏형 카레 이야기가 정말 대반전이었습니다. 카레 관점으로 본 사건도 정말 소름 끼쳤는데요. 강박증에 시달리는 어머니의 아동학대와 그것을 이용한 워렌 부부의 돈벌이까지 악마는 다른 곳에 있는 게 아니구나 라는 생각이 들기도 했습니다. 후반부가 허무한 듯 하면서도 정말 소름 끼치는 작품이었습니다. 공포물을 좋아하신다면 악마 재판 추천드리면서 오늘 영상 여기서 마치겠습니다. 재밌게 보셨다면 구독과 좋아요 부탁드립니다. 댓글도요. 제발 항상 건강하시길 바라겠습니다.